silence. Going.
I'm selling my house this Saturday. It's going to auction. What's your advice to me as the seller? Should I go shopping that day? Should I be in the back garden? What happens?
As an auctioneer, I certainly want the vendor there.
Yeah.
Again, it's an enormous decision. I want them to actually really feel and see what's going on. Because for me, it doesn't matter whether you sell or not, but this is about making a really smart decision, a really intelligent decision. Yep. And the only way you can do that is if you can actually watch buyer behaviour, how they're unfolding, how many buyers are there, have they all engaged, have you seen the market play out in front of you? Because again, the part of the auction day is for the vendor to see the market, because they don't have a visual element, which is the power in the day for the seller, is to say yes or no based on them actually seeing the market instead of being behind a computer screen reading an email. It's there and it's real, and that can actually help you make really good decisions. So for me, it's making sure you're there, making sure that you're in a space where I actually like them, where a lot of people try, and some agents or auctioneers like them to go out the back. I want you to see it.
Anybody got a different view to that?
There'll be times where you need some privacy, where we need to talk, we can move away, but I want you to feel it. I want you to see the buyers.
I had a vendor in Thailand 2 weeks ago, and he was away and his wife was there, and I said, we're going to live stream it for you, so you just need to go on our Facebook page and you'll actually see what is going on. And the funny thing was, we passed in, we negotiated, and he was in Thailand, she was on the phone to him, and she's going, no, I don't think we should sell it. And he said, I just saw what happened. We need to sell. We had 3 bidders, and they've got another $19,000 after auction in this market. We need to sell it. And he's watching it from Thailand.
Wow.
And she's right there.
3 things I say to a vendor, to every vendor before any auction they'll conduct, and that is, firstly, if we get close to your reserve price, you'll have a decision to make so that they understand that up front. It sort of sets the agent up for having that conversation if the bidding does slow down during the auction. During the auction, it's unconditional, so it's a guaranteed sale. After the auction, the buyer can cool their heels, and it could be of a conditional nature, or they may retract their bid. So to understand, once it's been negotiated out to a point during that auction, that if you can make that decision during the auction, it's an unconditional sale. And the third thing that I'll always say to a vendor is, we're on your side. Make no mistake, the agent's done a great job with the marketing campaign. It's time and space to give the agent some credit for what they've done and the work they've done through the campaign, but we're on your side and we're here to get you the absolute best price from the market, and then we go out and do the auction. But for them to know that close to price we're making a decision, obviously if it exceeds price, that's great. During the auction's unconditional, and that we're on their side. If they know those 3 things heading into an auction, you're in a really good space.
So you do all of this work, you rock up on the day, and there's only one bidder. And it must be heartbreaking for everybody involved. I mean, how is...
That's our buyer. I actually think one bidder is better than none, and if they're a hot bidder, it's fantastic. And I work with an agent in the Inner West who's an absolute gun at putting a deal together with one buyer, and there's one fundamental reason for that. He's got a fantastic relationship with that buyer. He's got to know that buyer. So when you get into the auction situation, he's pre-framed it. He's probably already had a chat to the buyer about saying, look, you're in a wonderful position today. You are one step ahead of everybody else. Don't muck around, right? Right today, you've got a step ahead. Come tomorrow, come Monday, you lose that advantage. We'll position it. You'll take the buyer in, have a quick chat, come out, make a bid at not only at what the vendor will want, he'll then go back and have another chat and potentially even pay more. And it's because the buyer trusts the agent. So the effort that has gone into it beforehand, right, is the key to getting it done. But look, one buyer, happy days. There's a lot of vendors at the moment that love one buyer.
So someone touched on this earlier on, there's so much information on the internet now. I mean, we've never been in an era where buyers and sellers know so much, Has that made the job for auctioneers easier or harder?
Consumers, whether you buy or sell, they expect more. To your point earlier, Josh, is that a lot of people aren't full-time auctioneers, and they expect high-level execution when you're representing, again, your biggest asset. And if someone hasn't dedicated their time to that craft, you're going to run into those issues, which you see in your marketplace. I think that people now, they just demand a certain level
The-
of
the more-
execution. They just do.
The
Yeah.
more information, the better. As far as I'm from an auctioneer's point of view, when I'm standing out there, I want those buyers to know what the rental yield's going to be, what the median house price growth's been for the district over the last 5 years, what the comparable sales are, what the average days on market are, what the likelihood if they miss out on this one is of them getting the next one. I'm a big advocate of the more the better. The more they know about what they're buying, the easier it is for me to sell it to them.
You get to reinforce what's known.
Yeah.
Essentially, instead of introducing new facts, it's just reaffirming and getting them across, and comfortable in making the decision. Yeah.
And what about pumping up the crowd, Tom? I watch a few of your videos. Imagine the people listening to this particular recording are very young auctioneers. They're wanting to get into the game. So the question to Tom is, how do you manage the crowd? How do you get the crowd excited?
Part of it is yourself, but let's face it, if you've got an auction and there's one neighbour, a vendor there, and the vendor's cousin that's come to support them to, be there for moral support, the reality is you're going to find it more challenging than if you actually have 300 people there. And most of the people sitting in this room are obviously experienced enough to know what I mean by able to have what I call instinctive humour. So there's no question about it. One of the things is the ability to make someone laugh without it looking like it was a pre-rehearsed joke. So the ability to be able to add comic relief to a very stressful, intense situation. Everyone is stressed because wherever there is no certainty, there's anxiety. So an auctioneer seems to have this ability to make something light-hearted, but at the same time keep it commercial. They're able to actually make people laugh, but at the same time keep them bidding. And I think that they're able to do something very important, and that is to portray the real estate agent that they're representing, who has done 99% of the work at that time, to appear as worthy as what they have been to get there.